1570 KMCD. Want to remind you, coming up on Sunday, May 7th, will be the Southeast Iowa Kidney Walk. It'll be on the campus of the Indian Hills Community College, and for the second year in a row, I am honored to be the MC of the event. They have a goal of over $12,000 is what the goal is this year to be walking, and you have a chance now to contribute. If you'd like more information, go to kidneywalk.org/Southeast Iowa. There we go. I should know that, means I'm one of the primaries. Again, they'll meet on the campus of Indian Hills Community College around noon on Sunday, May 7th. They'll walk around the pond there by the tech building a couple of times. There will be live music and other great giveaways and lots of great sponsors. And you can get your walk registration kit again by going to kidneywalk.org/SE Iowa. And again, happy to be over there supporting the National Kidney Foundation. A goal of $12,000 is what they set. They're just a little over halfway there with a month to go. I hope to see you. All right, let's see here. It is 37 minutes past the hour and time for our Monday edition of Chamber Talk. Welcome to the studio, Mendy, McAdams. I want to remind you to sign up for the Monday morning newsletter, which comes to your email box every Monday morning in the 8 o'clock hour. Kind of gives you an overview of some of the highlighted things that are happening throughout the community, but you can also go to fairfieldiowa.com and check on the chamber calendar to see the full list of events, whether they're chamber-driven or just community events as well. If you do have an event, you can email the chamber at fairfieldiowa.com, and get on their calendar. Mendy, I'm looking at the calendar, and there's a lot of things going on, but there's a big red X on Thursday.
Yes, it's actually for us. It's a red X all week.
Oh, is it a red X all week?
We actually are going to close our office tomorrow afternoon so we can get some final things put together.
Okay.
We're up to 370 RSVPs. It will be the biggest awards banquet. I keep saying that said it last year too. Biggest award. We're just going to keep getting bigger and bigger.
So again, seating is limited, but you could probably still squeeze one or two in.
Maybe.
Chamber at fairfieldiowa.com if you have not RSVP'd.
It would cost extra.
It would cost extra. A great menu planned, a great program planned. Do you have a master of ceremonies?
Johnny Parker will once again be our master of ceremonies. She's so great. Yeah. She goes out and interviews every single award winner, spends an hour or two with them, and learns their whole story. And then she brings out some of the just wonderful facts about each of the award winners. I'm very excited this year.
Yeah, that's exciting. I actually drove by Johnny's farm on Sunday, just kind of cruising the highways and byways of Southeast Iowa on a nature drive. And I thought, man, I haven't seen Johnny in a while, but maybe I'll see her on Thursday evening.
Well, there you go.
All right.
It'll be a great time.
So again, it's the Chamber Awards Banquet Thursday night. Over 20 awards given out. The Citizens of the Year Awards will be announced as well. Ooh. And always a great time. And I've mentioned this before. I have been privy a number of times over the years to be trusted with the name of the Citizens of the Year, and so I will stand in the back of the room, because I'm a wallflower.
Yes,
and
I can see that.
and kind of solder the eye a little bit and watch, and then it's fun to see when the reality hits that they're talking about them.
It's so great, right? Because they're listening, and something will catch their eye. And then that realization that, oh my God, it's me.
That's right.
Right? Oh my goodness. And then it's who nominated me, right? Because that's always the first thing. As soon as you figure it out, is who's in trouble for nominating
and
you.
How can I get them back?
And how am I going to get them back? Exactly.
It's always a great
I love
time.
It.
All right.
Yeah.
So again, that's Thursday evening, 7
So we're
o'clock?
doors open at 5.
Okay.
We social at 5:30, dinner at 6:30, awards start at 7:30. So one of the other exciting things this year is we will name our first ever ambassador of the year. And none of our ambassadors know who that is either. So that'll be earlier in the program. So we get a little bit more of that. That's always my favorite part.
All right. I'm going to go on pointsbet.com and see what the odds are. Maybe I can place a wager on Citizen of the Year this year.
Okay.
Maybe I have a gambling problem. 1-800-BETS-OFF, Steve. All right, so that's dominating your business this week, but you do have a guest today to talk about some other things happening throughout the community, and it's our friend David Neff.
Yes, Dave Neff from Carnegie Museum, who was an ambassador for 100,000 years. Did you see how busy they have been as of late?
Yes.
I think we have had 6 ribbon cuttings in 2 weeks.
That is wonderful. I'm so glad that people are upgrading businesses, opening new businesses, and you can recognize them for that effort.
It's been really fun to get into some new businesses that have a lot of things going on. Depot House and Noble House both have lots of events going on. So we're excited to get to add those to our calendar.
Well, it's rebirth, and it's happening right here.
It's a great day. And you are with one of my very favorite places is the Carnegie Museum.
Thank you very much for the opportunity. We would like to share some of our upcoming events so that we can get on people's calendar, and then we'll of course keep press releases and other things coming to Steve and Connor and the folks here too. But many wonderful things are happening at our Carnegie Museum. I'll say we had a great 2022 when you look at coming off of COVID for a year and a half or two. But in 2022, we had 2,383 visitors.
Wow.
2,383 visitors in our museum. But 2023, we're kicking off. In the first 3 months, we already have over 1,000. And so
you've got a great tour guide over there, though.
Jake does a fantastic job. It's really. When you look at reaching out to the high school class reunions when they come through, as well as this fall, Parsons College Alumni Association first weekend in October.
Oh yeah.
And so they are going to be using the Civic Center and then have events at the Carnegie Museum also.
Oh, how wonderful.
An organization doesn't work well without having good people in good positions, but the great support is volunteers. Currently, we have 48 volunteers that are assisting the museum this year.
That's amazing.
Some are there on a daily, some are there once a week. It depends on where they are, but year to date, this is just the first 3 months, 692 and a half hours have been donated by those volunteers to make projects happen. 692 volunteer hours. So we're very, very fortunate that people are raised their hands and say, yeah, I'd like to help. What can I do? I have an interest in history. I'm not going to get into too many of our displays because I'm going to save some of that for Friday. But one I will tip off to you. A new display is Remember 100 Years Ago. The year was 1923. Ooh. And this is a new display on the third floor. So what was going on in Fairfield 100 years ago in 1923? The other piece is new. We're highlighting business and industry. Currently, the Nelson Company, Pete Nelson and his group are highlighted in a case, and those will begin to rotate. And we're finding that over the years, cases have been displayed, and they have sat, and we are at the point where, on a regular basis, we want to be able to do that. Just as we're doing with the Heritage and Century Farms. Every month we have a fresh look, and we're starting to get through our, this one we just completed would have been our 12th month, so we're starting a new year in May on that. It's hard to believe it's been that long.
And you're scheduled out for years.
We are just starting to tap into the Century Farms, and there are a bunch of those. So
wow.
We're already out into 2024 with those schedules. So, okay, let's talk calendar. Everyone wants to know what's up and coming. Let's do it in chronological order because that's the best way I can
get your calendars out, start marking stuff down.
Okay, May 12 and 13th. We are having a tag sale of duplicates and deaccessioned items, non-Jefferson County artifacts, May 12, May 13 from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. on those days at the museum. So those are a lot of items that are just taking up space because we already have them. People have donated, and those will be available for sale. Let's roll out to Juneteenth, June 19th. This will be the second year that we have celebrated. Yes. That Monday, we'll meet at the museum at 1 p.m. You'll see an Underground Railroad film from the Fairfield History Series, thanks to Jason and his crew. There is a Mark Schaefer, who our museum director, deceased in December. His brother Herb Schaefer will be the keynote address presenter. Celebration ends at 3 o'clock. There will be a wreath laying at the ceremony at Nancy Yancey's grave out at Evergreen Cemetery out along Stone Street on that. So Juneteenth, this is the second year for that celebration, and it will be continuing to grow.
That was wonderful last year. I attended that last year. That was a good one.
Good.
It was wonderful.
Well, we have so much history. We're applying for grants. We have the regional director that has 5 states coming out of Omaha here in May to visit on location, and people are very excited about what's going on with that. Many people, when we look back, there used to be 99 schools for the different townships here in Jefferson County. And we decided we're going to celebrate because some of those folks are not getting any younger. So June 24th, inaugural one-room schoolhouse reunion will be held that Saturday the 24th at the county fairgrounds at the Elm Grove School number 4. That'll happen from 1 to 3 p.m. on Saturday, June 24th. So people that attended these one-room schools will have a chance to come back, share memories, tell stories, but celebrate what one-room schools did for their education.
Awesome.
We'll move to August.
Woohoo!
August 10th, Thursday, 4 to 7. Do you know anything about business after hours?
I don't know anything about that.
Can I tell you about it?
I would love for you to tell me about it.
I was hoping you might get excited about that. Many people are not aware that the first Iowa State Fair took place in Fairfield. If you go up into New Chicago, there is a rock, a large rock with a plaque on it, and that was the location. The first 2 years that Iowa State had a fair, they were in Fairfield, and then it moved from there. So we're gonna do that celebration.
Nice.
August 10th, 4 to 7 p.m. is business after hours at our museum. Then we'll move out to October, and this is the one that's all are close to my heart, but this one, I spent 8 years there, so I guess it's even closer. October 6, 7, and 8, the Parsons College Alumni Association reunion will take place. We had a chance to host the Wall of Honor for 10 years, and now the Alumni Association is putting this together. I am just a participant. I'm paying my dues, and I'm going. I don't have any Arthur Seidler or direction or other things. But the big thing is the film Parsons College will be shown at the Arts and Convention Center free to the public, both Friday, Saturday evenings, as well as Sunday afternoon. And this is the film that Dick DeAngelis, Lawrence Iyer, Jason, their whole crew has done the research. They've interviewed. One of the top interviews here recently was Dwayne Banks, retired baseball coach at the University of Iowa, was a coach here at Parsons. And so there are a number of folks that they've reached out to and put this together.
That's awesome.
So that'll be that first weekend, October 6, 7, and 8, Parsons College Alumni Reunion, 50 years from the closing. We closed in June of 73.
Wow.
Another piece, second graders are on tour with maps of the Underground Railroad Freedom Trail. Lawrence Iyer has been able to obtain a bus, and they are able to go out and see where these things happen. And then I mentioned earlier about from Omaha, National Park Service preparing about Jefferson County role in Underground Railroad. The state director, Barry Juergens, will be here that first part of May, as I said, and normally, the directors don't go out, but he has a special interest in this and wants to make sure that whatever support from National Park Service grants are out there that we're aware of and we can apply for in order to make this complete. Then our vision is, what can we do to reach out? Because Van Buren County has a program, Henry County. What can we do as a group of maybe five counties here to, in the future, be able to track the whole piece, because they would come through from Missouri, cross the line, get into Van Buren, come up here, and then go on up to Brighton, Richland, and then move their way to the north from there. So
very nice.
Lots of good stuff.
Absolutely. And I see your building's been getting worked on. It looks beautiful. The tuck pointing is looking very nice.
Thank you. It's been a vision, and now it's reality. We started with the new signage out front. Weather got it here in the October, November, December, and then all of a sudden the building restoration, the sanding, the re-tuck pointing, and then the next piece will be the parapets. We have a foundation meeting today that we're going to learn more about replacement windows that are historically correct.
Nice.
And so there'll be a lot to offer in the near future with that facility.
Absolutely. And remember, you can still donate. Carnegie is a 501c3, so it is tax deductible.
Right.
So if you are in love with Carnegie Museum like the rest of the world, make a donation to help keep everything wonderful there.
Carnegie Museum Foundation, yes.
Absolutely. Steve's on that board. He's a good board member.
Very bad board member.
He's so silly. He always says that. He's a very good board member, I'm sure.
Always has a good perspective to share.
Good or different?
I just think that's what makes it.
Okay.
That's what makes it good. If we all said yes, 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 where would we be?
You're probably right, David.
You could go to that museum every single day and you would learn something new every day.
That's the fantastic part about it. And Dave and I have had this talk before that there are some things in the museum that have been there since the beginning of time, but the buffalo head is one, but it's iconic, and the taxidermy display is iconic. But the way that Jake and the others and the volunteers continue to rotate and bring things and refresh things out there are great. The other thing, Dave, we probably want to mention is the retail shop downstairs. When I was looking over some of the information for today's foundation meeting, I was really floored by how well that little retail shop in the downstairs location is doing.
Over $6,000 in sales.
Yeah. And what this is, these are items that are duplicates. These are items that may not have a direct tie to Fairfield or Jefferson County that have been donated to the museum that, quite frankly, we just don't have the space to store or display anymore. And so we thought, well, we'll put those back into the hands of the folks who would appreciate them more in their own displays at home. So
and take home a piece of history.
Yeah, that's downstairs there. So, all right.
That's what was my job at the last Business After Hours, was to say, come on in and pick up a piece of history.
Pick up a piece of history. I keep saying I'm going to, maybe today's the day I do it, to get myself a Parsons beanie.
Oh.
That would be, it would very not much adore your head. Yes, it would.
Well, there's not a lot that doesn't look good on me, Dave, so I'm thinking one of those Parsons beanies would be nice.
I think I have an appointment here in 5 minutes.
Don't forget, Chamber Banquet this evening, or excuse me, Thursday evening, and again, they have the doors open at 5:30, a social hour, dinner at 6:30, awards at 7:30. Ought to be a great time. Ticket sales, seat sales is essentially closed, but if you're looking for just a single seater, maybe you can go on StubHub and find one on the secondary market. I'm not sure. Anything else before I let you go today, Mendy?
Next week we'll be doing bike safety at Pence Elementary.
All right, fantastic. Dave, it's always nice seeing you. We'll see you on Friday for the regular Museum Spotlight program.
Learn some more about this great museum.
Yeah, Chamber Talk today being brought to you by ExploreSCIowa.com. It is 5 minutes before the top of the hour. We have time for the opening hog market report from the Chicago Board of Trade, and a look at the forecast and CBS News at the top of the hour.